Next stop, Baltimore.
Yes, the LA Angels, the poster boy for incompetence, who despite having the greatest talent of our generation, has only mustered one playoff appearance in the last 12 years. They haven't even had a winning season since 2015. Yet all these free agent signings that they've tried, nothing has worked out. Literally nothing. Leaving Mike Trout to probably retire without a single playoff win. But who are the players behind the 2014 Angels squad? The only squad that led Mike Trout to the playoffs. Alright, first we have the man, myth, legend himself. Mike Trout. He is the front left center of this franchise from the past almost 15 years, honestly. And in the 2014 season, he was absolutely phenomenal. He hit 36 home runs, 111 RBI, hit 287 from 377 on base percentage, 561 slugging, and 169 OPS plus. This man, without a doubt, was if not the best player of baseball. He did actually almost win the MVP back in 2012 during his rookie season, which he lost to Triple Crown Miguel Cabrera. He deserved it. He won the Triple Crown. But again, we're not talking about the Detroit Tigers, who were good in 2014, by the way. We're talking about Mike Trout and the 2014 Los Angeles Angels. So yeah, Mike Trout won the MVP in 2014. And he would end up putting the similar stats from the next 6-7 years. Alright, next we have Albert Pujols, who was insane during his Cardinals run, but then after he signed a 10-year contract with the Angels, he was never the same. Honestly, I thought he would have made the All-Star game in 2014. I know he made one All-Star appearance in his Angels tenure, but I'm surprised it was in 2015. Oh yeah, they were good in 2015, but I was surprised because the 2014 Angels were the best team in the country. Pujols hit 28 home runs, 105 RBIs, a 272 average, 324 OPS, 466 slugging, and an OPS plus of 120. Even though he did get to the game in 2014, he did hit his 500th home run.
Drives one out to left center field. This ball's hit well. There she goes. Welcome to the 500 home run club, Albert Pujols.
Overall, Pujols had a decent career with the Angels, and the 2014 season was above average. He definitely helped with this squad win 98 games, though again, Mike Trout was the guy. Alright, next on the list is probably someone you haven't heard of much. His name is Eric Aybar. He was also the second and last Angels All-Star. While playing in the 2014 season, Eric Aybar hit 7 home runs, 68 RBIs, average of almost 280, 321 on base percentage, 379 slugging, and 103 OPS plus. Not really sure why he won MVP. Maybe it was, All-Star game. Maybe it was because of his slugging. But I find it funny that the Angels had 2 MVP runner-ups, and they didn't make the All-Star game. Well, this guy did. No offense to Eric Aybar. I think he definitely produced some really good stats, but I still kind of find it interesting. I guess that's how All-Star voting actually works. Not trying to hate on the dude. I'm just interested by this outcome. Alright, next up we have on the list is Howie Kendrick.
We get a weakness. You gotta see this.
To center field.
Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances.
Yes, Howie Kendrick hit 7 home runs, 75 BIs, 293 average, 347 on base percentage, 397 slugging, and 116 OPS plus. Yes, that is Howie Kendrick. The same Howie Kendrick who ended the Dodgers 2019 season. And honestly, you should have flipped the bat. That would have been super, iconic. Not only did you end 107 win team season, you did it by flipping your bat. That would have been so epic. Thought teenage me. But yeah, Kendrick actually finished 18th or 19th in MVP voting. He was, again, those 293 average and 175 RBIs are nothing to scoff at. Next we have Josh Hamilton, and oh man, this guy is a piece of garbage, and if you know, you know. Anyway, Hamilton was not good with the Angels, not at all. He had 10 home runs, 44 RBIs, 261 average, 331 on base percentage, 414 slugging, and 115 OPS plus. Alright, next we got Cole Calhoun. He was the leadoff for this team, I believe. Well, that's what I saw in the playoffs. Yeah, he was the leadoff. He had 17 home runs, 272 average, 325 on base percentage, 450 slugging, and 123 OPS plus. He was a key contributor to this team, just like Pujols, Lamar, Kendrick, and Trout. He was alright. Now that we have seen all the key batters, we're gonna take a look at all the key pitchers. The Angels aren't really a good pitching organization. They've been notorious for having bad pitching, but we'll see if pitching did make the difference this year. People say Jared Weaver was the ace. He was the guy, but honestly, for this 2014 season, it was definitely Garrett Richards. Garrett Richards was an absolute beast during the 2014 season, and the Angels squad, actually, you know what? Looking at this squad, the Angels actually had some real decent pitching. Looking at Garrett Richards' stats, he went 13 for 4, pitched over 168 innings, 261 at ERA, 164 strikeouts, and 118 ERA plus, 260 FIP, and a 104 WHIP. Those are some really good stats. I'm surprised Garrett Richards didn't make the All-Star game. Again, he was not the best pitcher in the league. AL, he was far from it, but he was absolutely dominant and was the ace of this rotation. He essentially threw one strikeout an inning, which is actually enough to get you a highlight reel already, and he also had a FIP under 3, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, maybe not amazing, but it's definitely really good. So yeah, that Garrett Richards, in my opinion, was the ace of this rotation, and the reason why Garrett Richards probably did not make the AL's top 10 Cy Young votings because he actually missed the last month and a half and the playoffs due to injuries. So if he made a couple of like 5 or 6 extra starts and did really well, the Angels could have easily won 100 games. No lie. Alright, the next pitcher is Jared Weaver. He was a long time player for the Angels by then, and he was actually decent this season. Went 18 for 9, threw over 200 innings, pitched a 3.59 ERA, 169 strikeouts, 100 ERA plus, 4.19 FIP, and 1.21 WHIP. Overall, he was actually a decent player. He was definitely someone who helped the Angels win, especially with all those innings pitched. He definitely helped the Angels make the playoffs. I mean, 200 innings is absolutely no joke, guys, and I think most of us know that. But he was definitely not the first or second best pitcher in this Angels rotation. Which, no offense to Weaver, I mean, Jared Weaver, looking at the stats, he was actually a pretty good pitcher for the 2014 season. I mean, heck, he even went third in Cy Young voting back in 2012, so he wasn't far removed from being one of the best pitchers in the league. However, he was the third best pitcher in the rotation, which actually says a lot about the Angels rotation, because the second best pitcher in this LA Angels rotation was none other than Matt Shoemaker, who was actually a rookie and won second in Rookie of the Year voting, which should tell you a lot. He lost to the eventual AL MVP Jose Abreu, but during his 2014 season, he went 16-4, pitched 136 innings, had a 3.04 ERA plus, 124 strikeouts, a 1.18 ERA plus, a 3.26 FIP, and 1.07 WHIP. Alright, I'm gotta stop reading those 100, but you can see the stats here on this screen. So Shoemaker was definitely second to Richards, and he was a rookie, which honestly, I bet a lot of the Angels fans were very hopeful for him. Unfortunately, he's not as good as he was, or I don't know actually, but he's definitely not in the top 15 or 20 pitchers in this last, in the latter half of the 2010s. However, we have three pitchers who are actually above average and pitched 500 innings with only 500 strikeouts, an ERA of 3, an OPS plus above average, and a really good FIP. So yeah, I guess you can see that the Angels pitching really stepped in here, and it wasn't just the starting pitching. I mean, the Angels also, I guess they realized they were getting to that playoff contention, so they picked up Huston Street, who was actually acquired from the San Diego Padres. And while he went 1-2, he pitched 26 innings, had a 1.71 ERA, a 17 saves, 23 strikeouts, a 214 OPS, a FIP under 2.70, and a 1.18 WHIP. He was not the closer to begin the season. That actually went to Joe Smith, who had 15 saves, according to what I could find on Baseball Reference. And Joe Smith, he went 7-2, pitched over 70 innings, 15 saves, as previously mentioned, a 1.81 ERA, 68 strikeouts, a 200 ERA plus, a 2.65 FIP, and 0.8 WHIP. Again, also with Street, he had a small sample size, I forgot to mention, so we don't know how he could have pitched in a full inning, but he probably would have been good. Now for Joe Smith, he was actually definitely an above average pitcher. He was very good. And also I want to mention Fernando Salas. He went 5-0. He pitched 58 innings, a 3.38 ERA plus, 61 strikeouts, a 107 ERA plus, 293 FIP, and a 1.09 FIP. And I gotta start saying those in hundreds, but you get the point. Salas was not as good as Street or Smith, but he was still an above average pitcher nevertheless, who really helped with this bullpen. And also want to give a shout out to Corey Rasmus. He went 3-2, 56 innings pitched, 2.57 ERA, 57 strikeouts, 141 ERA plus, a FIP of 3.17, and a WHIP of 1.05. Now looking at this Angels pitching staff, the Angels again are notorious for bad pitching. They've tried over the years, but this pitching staff, actually, according to what metrics I could find, they ranked in the middle of the pack, even sometimes in the top half, near the top half. They weren't the best pitching rotation, not close, but still decent. There are other guys I forgot to mention, like David Freese, the guy who hit the Game 6 home run with the 2011 World Series. At least the Rangers were able to win it in 2023. Then there's CJ Cron and Chris Iannetta. There's also other pitchers like Tyler Staggs, rest in peace, and Hector Santiago. Now, the Angels, with the number 1 seed in the AL, are one of the best hitting staffs and a good pitching staff. Could they capitalize and potentially give their MVP the World Series that he deserves? Well, their bats absolutely went silent. Alright, in all honesty, in Game 1, they could have actually won. The Royals' defense was absolutely superb, like a chef's kiss level of superb. I mean, they made so many good defensive plays that it actually robbed Angels like a couple of runs. I mean, take this 6th inning, look at the 6th inning hit. Kendrick hits one, there's 2 men on base, and look, if they don't catch that, 2 runs could have easily scored. And then there's this opportunity that they could have added an extra run, but the right fielder made a hell of a defensive play. Yeah, after this first game, it was downhill from there. Mike Trout definitely did not step up to the moment and did not play like an MVP. Heck, he went 1 for 12 and even recorded the final out. His only hit, ironically, was actually a home run, which just shows how good he is. But yeah, the Angels could, if they had Richards and won that Game 1, who knows what would have happened. The Angels had their last winning season in 2015 with an 85-77 record. They kept a virtually similar roster, albeit with some differences, but overall they were just 1 game away from winning. I mean, they could have kept Kendrick and maybe won an extra game or 2, but Come on, I don't think that would have done much. But then again, the Angels were still one game away from making the AL wildcard, and it's not like they would have been ended right there. I mean, the Astros, if not giving up a lead in Game 5 of the 2015 ALDS, could have actually made the World Series. And going into the last game of the season, the Angels had a shot to make the playoffs, but lost 9-2. And it's not, again, even if they were the 5th seed, they could have made it. I mean, the Diamondbacks made it as the 6th seed. And then there's 2017. The Angels went 80-82, but Trout missed 40 games due to an injury. And looking at the standings, if they had Trout healthy for all those games, they could have made the playoffs, or at the very least had a winning season. And it's been downhill ever since. The Angels, as of right now, do not have a roster that I think could make the playoffs. They'll definitely hover around those 70-win seasons like they've always had. But yeah, Mike Trout will go down as the most wasted talent in baseball history. You've heard this probably 1,000 times. It just shows how monumental of a talent is just being wasted. And when he did make the playoffs, he only made it just to lose every single game. Thanks for watching.